Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of James's House of Rock. Today we have the wonderful guest on with us, Derek Hutchins, also known as Hero, a local rapper from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Let's get right started into the interview, I suppose. What got you started into music?
I never was really good at anything, but I found that music helped me get through a lot of things, and other artists kind of spoke my pain for me, I guess, if that makes any sense. And I was able to use that and write it myself and make music, and it's been working out great.
All right. Why rap?
I can't sing.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, I just like being able to write complicated lyrics and putting them in a song. And rap has allowed me to use all these grammatical things and put them together and make awesome lyrical pieces.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a compilation of like your grammar and English love and music.
I've always been good. I sucked at school, but I've always been good at English.
All right. What were some of your biggest influences when you were getting started into music?
I like Royce 5'9", I like Nas, I like Jay-Z, but my biggest is Gangstar, and that's the group with DJ Premier and Guru. And Guru's actually from Roxbury, and he passed away 9 years ago, but he's got to be the most skilled, lyrical, probably the best MC I've ever heard.
And do you model like your music kind of off of his style, or?
I take a little bit of what I like from everybody. And that's something that I didn't understand originally, that you could be the best of both worlds. And that's kind of how I've gotten so good at what I'm doing right now, because I've been able to take like things from Nas and things from Jay-Z and things from Guru and put them all together and become this artist that I think is the best of what I like.
All right. What was the first song you ever recorded?
The first song I ever recorded was the biggest Eminem ripoff ever. It was called Gone Insane, and I was like, chicka, 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 chicka. It was awful. I never released it.
You never released it? Because that
No.
was my next question. Was it on Roxbury?
It's not on Roxbury.
No.
The first song I recorded for my first album, Roxbury, was Boom, and I spent a year writing it because I wanted to learn how to write lyrics, because, like I said, I was very young, and I didn't understand. And a couple years before that, I made that Eminem ripoff thing, and I didn't understand how to write lyrics. I didn't understand how the timing. So over the course of a year of writing this one song, I learned how to make beats, and I really learned how to place my vocals on certain parts of the song to make it flow better and to just make it complete. So I wrote that one, rewrote and wrote that one song probably 1,000 times to get it perfect.
Wow. So other than Boom, because it sounds like that would end up being your answer then as well, what has been the hardest song to record? Like, obviously you got a couple albums under your belt now, so there had to have been some trials and tribulations.
The hardest song to record for me was, which is probably one of your favorite songs, The Thing About Me.
Yeah.
It was because it's 44 bars, then a hook, then 44 bars again, and it was all one take.
Oh.
And it was hard. I was there for days trying to get it right.
Wow.
You know.
What are some of the thought processes behind writing your songs? Like when you go to write a new song for whatever project you're working on, what kind of goes through your head?
I just try to make it flow good, make the lyrics good, and if I can come up with a good opening line, I'm golden for the rest of the song, because I can just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. You know, it's like a race. Once I start, I can finish, but I got to start.
Oh yeah, starting's the hardest part.
If I can't come up with an immediate lyric for a beat that I'm working with, the song's probably not going to be successful, because I really need to get inspired. And when I'm inspired, I'll just write, and it'll be awesome in the end.
All right. What has been your favorite song to record?
It's gonna have to be The Thing About Me Again.
The Thing About Me Again, yeah.
It means so much to me, and it really captures. It's called The Thing About Me, and it really captures everything that's about me. I don't talk a lot about my personal stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of shy and kind of private and antisocial. And if you ever want to get to know me, I suggest you listen to my music, because I'm probably not going to talk about it in real life. But I don't know. The song means a lot to me, and it captures a lot of what I've been through.
All So yeah, what you're basically saying is Derek might not say it, but Hero will.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as in they're kind of two separate people.
Definitely.
So obviously when we first met, we recorded a music video together. We had done like a photo shoot and everything like that. How did it feel going into like filming your first video and doing like your first photo shoot and everything like that?
It felt like things were finally happening.
Yeah.
You know, like I was finally able to push content out besides audio.
Yeah.
And I was able to give people visuals and really show them who I am, and that's been awesome.
And update that picture that was from like middle of high school that
Yeah.
you were
I don't
using.
know. I just always figured that if I made good music, people would find it.
Yeah.
You know, and that wasn't the case. And you really have to push yourself as a brand and as an image, and you need to be constantly relevant and constantly moving forward, or else you're going to get left behind.
Mm-hmm. So your newest album, Mission Hill, just released. How do you think like the album ended up? Whether it be like judging its critical success or like your satisfaction with recording or releasing it?
I think it's a step above my last one. I hope my next one is a step above my last one.
Yeah.
I think it's a phenomenal piece of work. It's not 100% perfect, but I think it came out to the best of my abilities.
All right.
And as far as critical acclaim, there's none. You know, the people who have listened to it and the people I'm pushing it to think it's awesome. I get a lot of compliments, very few criticisms. Though criticisms I do get are mostly very valid, and I appreciate any insight that anyone gives me.
Yeah, constructive criticism is always good.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm hoping to move forward, keep putting out more music, and hopefully the 2 albums I do have out get remembered as something great.
All right. So what's your favorite track off Mission Hill then?
The Thing About Me.
The Thing About Me? All right.
I was trying to come up with this perfect outro, and I think the perfect last track of the album, and what I think I did was actually make the perfect first song of the album.
Yeah.
And I put the first song in the last song, and it just ended up working to the point where I have an awesome beginning and then an awesome end, and then everything in between is just me doing awesome stuff.
All right. Awesome from start to finish.
Yeah.
If there was one thing you could change from a previous release, whether it be Mission Hill or Roxbury, what would it be?
As far as publication and promotion, I would have done a lot more. With Roxbury, I didn't do any promotion at all. Like I said, I just thought that if I made good music, people would find it. But it's not 1994 anymore.
Yeah, no, it's
you know, and I was putting it on one social media platform, and I didn't have a Facebook page, and I was just hoping that people would find it.
Yeah.
And I spent a long time crafting an album that very few people heard.
Yeah.
And it does stink, but with Mission Hill, I've done promotion. I've gained 400 followers in the last 2 weeks on Instagram, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just about moving forward. As far as the tracks go, I kind of hid behind the samples, scratch hooks. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I definitely kind of hid behind that a little bit. I let the samples and the beat work do more of the work than my vocals because I wasn't 100% confident in what I was doing. But with Mission Hill, I'm front and center. You know, this is me. Everything goes hand in hand.
Which makes total sense. So now you've started to play a couple of shows and made appearances on a couple of other things. What has been your best show you've played?
It's actually not been in Boston. I love Boston, but some Boston sucks sometimes. Cloud9 in Hampton. Yeah. I played a show, and I did Clap Your Hands, which is one of my favorite songs to play for a crowd, and it's just wild every time. Yeah. If I get a good crowd, and then the crowd's participating, it's awesome. It's an experience. It's
I feel like any musician would agree with that.
It's like a Madison Square Garden show with the friggin' ambition that some of the crowd members have, you know.
All right. What has been your favorite song to do live other than Clap Your Hands?
Other than Clap Your Hands. I like A Thing About Me because at the end I got the Mobb Deep thing, scared to death, they scared the look, they shook, and everybody does it. Well, when I get a good crowd,
when you get a good crowd,
and it's awesome.
All right. So what would be your dream venue to play? Like if you could play at any venue that you wanted to, what would be your dream venue?
I'd like to sell out the Garden.
The Garden?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose I should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
As a Boston musician, I think everybody's dream is TD Garden because that's the big thing. So, how do you feel the Boston hip hop and rap community has been in the recent years?
Nobody's working together.
Okay.
And nobody does this stuff alone.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to do it alone, you know,
Yeah.
and then I realized that you really need a group of people to help you out because no one does this come up stuff together.
Yeah, no.
No one, I mean, nobody wants to feature on your stuff and nobody wants to promote your stuff. And if Boston if New England as a whole just came together, we'd be as popular as New York and as popular as Los Angeles, but we're all stagnant. You know, and there are a few people who believe the same things that I do that we can all work together and we can be cool, but those are few and far between. And I really hope that in the future, maybe with someone like me, we can all come together and, I don't know, maybe drop a whole New England mixtape.
That'd be
like
cool.
That.
So like you even just did that featuring song on like a rooftop or something like that.
It was it's not Field of Dreams. It's a park in Arlington.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the one with the big slide.
Okay.
The big slide. I love it.
Yeah.
I went down the big slide after.
So how was the experience of recording that? Like the challenges of like outdoor recording and everything like that?
Actually, it wasn't too hard. I mean, my man Nick Lovin, he set the whole thing up, and I just spit some bars, and
all right.
it was as simple as
so
that.
basically, what you're saying is you did the easy part.
I did the easy part. Yeah. I mean, it was a GoPro, an iPhone camera, a laptop, a MIDI keyboard, and a microphone.
Yeah.
You know.
So I mean, you just recently talked about on your Instagram, but you can describe it a little bit to the viewers. What's next? What's your next project?
I'm working on. Everything is. I don't want to disclose too much.
Yeah.
And everything is up in the air. But right now the plan is on April 19th to drop an album. I don't have the name yet.
Yep.
But it's going to celebrate me and Guru, and it's going to drop on the 10th anniversary of his death.
Okay.
And it is going to sort of take New England as a whole. This is the plan. Take New England as a whole and showcase what producers they have.
Mm-hmm.
I normally make all the beats.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough time to do promotion and to play shows when I do that. So I'm going to kind of take like a passenger seat to the production and do some of it and watch some of the producers, but I'm gonna have a lot of producers make beats and send them to me, and it's gonna be cool.
All right. And that goes back to your previous point of like having New England work together. Like this is that New England mixtape you just mentioned. If everything works out as planned,
we need to work. New England needs to work together.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that you need to leave here to be successful, like Token and Joyner Lucas and Stizzy Mars and Cousin Stiz, and they all need to leave here and move to LA and move to New York and play shows down there. And I don't think that. I think you can be very successful here.
Yeah. You
know, you just need to work together. You know.
Absolutely. So where can viewers find you?
Well, I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal. You can find me on Instagram at Hero Rapping. And from there, there's a link in my bio for my link tree, which gives you everything. But if you just type in Hero on anything, you'll probably find me, which is cool.
All right. And all of his links, as always, will be on the More Information tab of the James Sassa Rock website, as well as in the link in the description below if you are watching this on YouTube. Also, you'll have a list of his upcoming shows. Also on the More Information tab if you want to check him out. I do recommend Ben do a lot of the live shows and everything. But for right now, we're going to really quickly throw it to me for an artist spotlight. This week it's on Simple Creatures, and then we'll be back here for another installment of the Seedy Spinning Game. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Band Spotlight. Today we have Simple Creatures. So Simple Creatures was a supergroup formed by Mark Hoppus of Blink-182 and Alex Gaskarth of All Time Low in 2018, but not officially being announced until earlier this year in January of 2019 with the song Drug. The band formed thanks to Mark growing depressed in the aftermath of Blink's California tour. with him wanting to enter the studio, seeing as music was one of the only things that helped him. He loves doing music, and it's one of the only things that keeps him like immediately happy. And what it was is he had like an idea to bring a bunch of his friends together to do like an album. And that's still a project that he'd love to do, but he contacted Alex and asked if he wanted to do the music that they had always talked about doing, and they did. And they had both said now in interviews that they were trying really hard not to make it sound like Blink-182 or All Time Low and make it sound completely different, which honestly they've completely succeeded with. They call it trash pop, self-proclaimed trash pop, which I think is actually a really good description, because it is pop EDM kind of music, but it is very like I don't know, dirty sounding, like dirty production value and stuff like that. The duo has released one EP so far, which you're seeing on screen right now, Strange Love, which released last March, and to pretty good reviews. It didn't get a terrible amount of traction until just recently, but I mean, with the star power of Mark Hoppus and Alex Gaskarth, it did get the attention it deserved eventually. They've since confirmed that there is a full album on the way, as well as another EP ready for sometime in the near future, with the first single off the new EP, Special, being released last month in June. Currently, they're talking about, so there was the Strange Love EP, and then Blink-182's 9 comes out in a couple of weeks, and then a new Simple Creatures EP, the All Time Low album, and then possibly a Simple Creatures full-length album after that. So I'm incredibly excited. The band is like the perfect storm. I can't even imagine what Alex Gaskarth must feel like, being able to work with somebody that he idolized for so long, because All Time Low was heavily influenced by Blink-182, and like just to work with an idol must just be very strange, or I'm sure now it's not, but must have been strange going into it. But I'm very excited for what Simple Creatures can bring. And as always, guys, the link to listen to Strange Love will be on the More Information tab, as well as in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. But thank you guys, and we're going to throw it back to Derek and I to play the Seedy spinning game. Hello, everybody. I hope you learned a little bit more about Simple Creatures, but for right now, we're back with Hero for another installment of the Seedy spinning game. You still currently have Emily and Noah to beat with 5 seconds. I did let him practice a little bit off camera, as I have with all the previous guests, but so I'm going to give you 3 tries, and I'm going to take the highest time of the 3 tries. So I start it when I say start, and then I end it when it's flat on the table. So that's where your little area comes from. So if you want to prep for your first spin, and go. About 4 seconds. That was a good first spin. Good first spin. All right, prep for your second.
I'm trying to figure out the technique.
Yeah. All right.
Try something a little different.
And go.
No, that one wasn't. That one wasn't.
That was not.
That was not the way to do it.
Okay. Prep for your third.
Yeah.
And go. That was a little over 4 seconds.
Yeah,
all right,
cool.
So you're on par with pretty much the rest of the guests. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
You will have a chance to redeem yourself, though, because eventually, sometime later this year, we will be doing a episode where we have as many guests from this season that want to come back, try again, so that they can all compete with each other. If Emily and Noah end up winning and nobody else can beat them within the next couple episodes, then you can try to take down their championship. But for right now, guys, we're going to throw it back to me real quick for an album review corner. This one's a little bit different. We'll be talking about the evolution of Blink-182 and my thoughts of Tom versus Matt. Then we'll be right back here for our final thoughts and the closeout recommendation. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Album Review Corner. Now, this one is a little different. It's not necessarily reviewing one particular album, song, or artist, but more reviewing the recent years of Blink-182. So as many of you or all of you know by now, Tom DeLonge exited Blink-182 a couple of years ago and was replaced by Alkaline Trio frontman Matt Skiba. The new trio has released one album with a second one on the way in a couple of weeks. And I mean, it's gotten mixed to positive reviews from hardcore Blink-182 fans. The general public loves it. Obviously it was their first Grammy nomination and their first #1 since Take Off Your Pants and Jacket in 2001. But to me, I mean, like, the energy's just not there anymore. I know they're all older. Mark is in his late 40s, but like, it doesn't feel the same anymore. And I know it can't feel exactly the same as it did back in like 1999 and 2001 with like Enema of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. But just to me, there's something missing, and I'm not sure what it is. And I think it might be like the closeness and the relationship that Mark and Tom used to have, and the banter they had, and them messing around with each other, I think was the perfect storm for Blink-182's music and their music videos and everything like that. Everything has felt very cold and like corporate and pop in the last couple of albums. Now, don't get me wrong, I love California, and I'll be buying 9 the day it comes out. I like Dark Side, and I like Happy Days and everything like that. It's not bad music. It's just not Blink-182. And I mean, I even like Matt Skiba. I love Matt Skiba and the Secrets. I love Alkaline Trio, but I feel like it's not Blink-182 anymore. I really feel like they should have moved on with another name once Matt Skiba joined the picture. And I know that they kept Blink-182 because that's the most recognizable name, and of course it still has Mark and Travis in it, but so did Plus 44, and that worked out really well, and they were able to branch out from what Blink-182 was because it was under a different name. And I feel like this new trio should have done the same thing. I miss Tom greatly. I do follow To the Stars and To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences and everything like that. But I mean, I'm not a Matt Skiba hater, but I do miss Tom. And I feel like Blink should maybe go back to a little bit more of their roots. However, I don't know everything, and I understand that I don't know everything. So if this is the music that they enjoy making, and this is truly what they want to do with their career and their music and everything, they have the full right to. I can choose not to listen. I can choose not to buy the album. Or I could choose to support them. If this is truly the music that they want to make, then go for it. They've earned the right. It's been a career, an extremely long career. If they want to take a break and do more cookie cutter pop, then they're more than welcome to. But those are my thoughts, guys. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I want to hear your thoughts. You can either put them down in the YouTube comments, or you can email me at jameshouserock@gmail.com. I'm more than happy to have a discussion. Within reason, guys. I am just a television show host. But I do want to hear your discussion, and I want to have more of a talk. If you guys want to check out Blink-182 in general, if you haven't already, links will be in the more information tab on the James House of Rock website, as well as in the links in the description below if you are watching this on YouTube. So this concludes our album review corner, our little bit of a different album review corner, and we'll be throwing it back to Derek and I for the final remarks and the closeout recommendation. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you learned a little bit more about what Blink-182 has been through over the last couple years, and maybe agree or disagree with me on my thoughts. But we've come to the end of our show, and that means we have our closeout recommendation from our wonderful guest hero here. What do you got for us?
Well, obviously, stay true to yourself.
Yep.
Be real. Be as real as you possibly can. Listen to some of my music. It's good stuff, and I really appreciate it if that was the case. If not, check out Gangstar. I mean,
Gangstar?
They haven't been around in many years, but they're my main inspiration.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much for coming on, answering a couple questions, and giving a little bit of a recommendation to our viewers. And thank you guys all for watching. Of course, the pertinent links from this episode will be on the More Information tab or in the link in the description below. But we've reached the end of our episode, so we will see you guys next episode.